Mhm. said, oh. Hey, Bob, how are you today?
You okay? And you?
So far, so good.
Cool deal. It's
Where
early.
are you? Yeah, where are you located, Bob?
We're in Waxhaw, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Beautiful place.
Yep, just below Charlotte. So we got a lot of ground.
Are you from there originally?
No, I'm from South Florida.
Oh, wow. What a difference, huh?
Yes, the furthest I'll move north. I don't do snow.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I grew up in snow and I got over it.
Yes, my grandparents lived in New Jersey, Lakehurst, right behind Lakehurst Naval Air Station, and parents would ship us up there all the time for Christmas and stuff. And nope, I don't do snow.
Yeah, I'm originally from upstate New York up on Lake Ontario.
Oh
Uh
no.
yeah, that was we lived there when I was 10, luckily, but it was pretty insane.
Oh no. Nope.
I remember a storm when I was a kid, probably many people do. This was 1966, and we had 110 inches in 2 days. It did not stop for 2 straight days. And when it was done, our entire first story was under snow. And it was it was quite an experience. I remember going out the bedroom windows to jump out of the house.
Yep.
I was only like 8 years old or 9 years old, but still.
Sounds
And
like we're the same age.
yeah, the other thing that that was pretty cool. Well, it depends on your attitude, I guess, but the way the snow plows work up there is there is no such thing as a snow plow. Actually, what they are is these gigantic square devices that actually suck in the snow and blow it to the side
Right.
in a big arch.
It's a
So
blow.
what that did, it created incredible sledding. I mean, world class sledding for weeks. And so I thoroughly enjoyed that that part. But you don't want to get caught in one of those grates that are pulling the snow in. I can
Nope.
promise you. You
Back.
know, I never heard any stories, but of course, you know, my mother and everyone always said, you're going to end up in that chute if you don't watch out.
Right.
But normally I would go sledding at night because there were no cars on the road at night, or very
Right.
few.
You can go
So,
anywhere.
and there are very few during the day in a storm like that, obviously, but there was no cars out when we would eventually go, and you could go just for blocks and blocks and blocks because of those high slopes that you were coming down. So you could really go a long way. So
Right.
anyway,
You did the snowstorms. I did the hurricanes.
oh yeah, down where you are.
The first Hurricane Gabriel, in about 1967, 1964, hit Coral Gables, South Florida, and knocked down, I mean, big 100-year-old ficus trees on its side.
Wow.
And yep.
Well, I was actually had reason to go to Homestead after Andrew hit,
Oh
and
boy.
there literally was nothing. It was nothing there. I mean, it was
Yeah.
completely gone. Gone.
Yes. Yep. When you say that, it demolished everything. Yes, it's gone.
Yeah. All right. Sorry to be talking weather warfare here with Bob. Hey, how are you, Denise? Good to see you, Grant, Poppy, Allison.
All good, all good.
Good morning.
All right. So today what we're going to do, we actually don't have a guest speaker. We have a video of a guest speaker who I just decided, I don't know, maybe I need to be psyched up or something. I don't know. But this woman is like 102 and she's a Holocaust survivor, a concentration camp survivor. And all I can say is you got nothing to complain about compared to this lady. So I thought that would be it would be interesting for everybody. So we're going to start off. So the woman who is doing this interview, some of you may have heard of her before, Maria Florio or Florio, something like that, Flero. She is a kind of a coach for entrepreneurs. So she's got a bunch of classes, and I find them a little not really good for me in particular, but some of you may find her helpful. She definitely has the orientation of helping women. That's kind of her thing. But this particular interview really struck me. So let me give it a share here, and hopefully it'll work. Okay. And I assume everyone can see that, right?
Yep.
Hopefully that's full screen. Is that right, Con?
Yes, sir. Full screen.
Okay, great. Here we go.
Hey, it's Marie Forleo, and welcome to another episode of Marie TV and the Marie Forleo podcast. Today may be one of my favorite interviews of all time. I will share the guest with you in just a moment, but I will tell you it is about this book that's called The Gift, 12 Lessons to Save Your Life. This is a must-watch, must-listen, and must-share. Dr. Edith Eger is an eminent psychologist, world-renowned PTSD expert, and a survivor of the Holocaust. She's worked with countless individuals who've suffered physical and mental trauma. Her work helps us understand that our circumstances don't define our identity, and that not being a victim is a choice we must make every day. She's the author of the award-winning book, The Choice, and her latest book, The Gift, 12 Lessons to Save Your Life, is available now. Edie, it is so wonderful to be with you today. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time.
It's very mutual. I was waiting to meet you. You're quite a girl,
Thank you.
a woman of strength.
As are you, which is exactly what we're going to talk about. Let's start at the beginning. In the introduction, you shared, I learned how to live in a death camp. I'm wondering if you can take us back to 1944 when you were a 16-year-old gymnast and a dancer, and your family had some visitors on that day.
It was a total surprise when I saw the sign, Arbeit macht frei, and my father said, it's okay, we're just gonna work and then we go home. And it was chaos. We didn't know what's happening. It was so hard when we were totally separated. And then I found myself at the end of the line holding my mom on one end and my sister on other. And this guy said, is this your mother or is this your sister? And I never forgave myself when I said, it's my mother. And so he pointed my mother to go to the left. And I followed my mom. I thought we're going to be together, but he came after me. You know, I have a picture of the dress that I wore when I went to Auschwitz. I'll show it to you. It's a beautiful silk dress with a couple of bows. And I have a feeling that he knew where I'm going and he came after me. That's really amazing that he didn't let me go with my mother. He looked me in the eye. I never forget. I pay a lot of attention to eye contact today because I can kill you with my eyes and I can love you with my eyes. So it's good to smile with your eyes always if you're communicating to anyone. So anyway, he threw me. He said, "You'll see your mother very soon. She's just going to take a shower." And threw me on the other side, which meant life. But then again, we didn't know what's going to happen next. Now that is always, even today, we don't know what's going to happen next. So when I was faced with that couple who was an inmate, but they had more power, so they would elevate them to take care of the newcomers, because I was one of the last transferred from Hungary. I am part of the final solution of Eichmann. And she took my earrings and just pulled it out. And as I was bleeding, I said to her, you know, it's called displaced aggression, but I didn't know anything about it. I said, I would have given it to you. And by the way, when will I see my mother? And she pointed at the chimney. And all I saw was fire coming out of the chimney. And she very coldly informed me, your mother is burning there. You better talk about her in past tense. And my sister Magda hugged me and she said, the spirit never dies. You know, I want to cry now because somehow she was able to somehow find a gift in everything. And that's really, it just sums it up, the way I entered Auschwitz. And we were completely shaven. And Magda looked at me and wanted to know how she looks. She asked me. So I had a choice then, as you have a choice now, whether you pay attention to what you lost or what is still there. And I remember I became Magda's mirror, and instead of telling her how she really looked with her nakedness and the bald head, I said to her, Magda, you have beautiful eyes, and I didn't see your eyes before because you had your hair all over the place. So you see, you find a gift in everything. You find the light in the dark tunnel, and you find a way through this period of the COVID-19 that we can hopefully use this time to really look at ourselves, to become more connected, to become really much more aware what's going on with our thinking, our feeling, and your behavior. Because love is not what you feel, it's what you do.
Yes.
So we commit each other now to each other, as you call me. And at 92, I can tell you that the age doesn't matter at all. It's the way you look at it, it's the attitude that you take, and the way you think about it, how to live in the present and think young.
Yes.
But
Which
not
I
young
want.
and foolish.
Young and wise. Young and wise.
To be wise, not
To be
smart,
wise.
but wise.
Wise.
Excellent.
Are you able to tell us about, which I know was, it's just astonishing when I heard this part of your story, that very same night that you saw the smoke, that you were also asked to dance.
Yeah. And it was this man coming to the barracks and wanted to know whether they have anybody talented among the newcomers. So there were my friends and my schoolmates, and they just picked me up and threw me in front of him. And he said, dance for me. Dance for me. And I was so scared. I was so scared because he was pointing out who to take to the gas chamber. And I felt maybe I'll be the next one. So what I did, I closed my eyes and I pretended that the music was Tchaikovsky and I was dancing the Romeo and Juliet at the Budapest Opera House. That's the first thing I did when I went back to Budapest a couple years ago with Philip Zimbardo. I went to the Budapest Opera House and celebrated my life. We don't seem to appreciate, what we have until we lose it.
Yes.
I have a hard time throwing out a piece of bread today. If you take me out to eat, I'm going to eat up your food or take it home. I also want to feed everybody. But most people are not hungry for food. They're hungry for affection. And that's really my diagnosis with my patients. They're hungry. They want more attention. They want a lot of approval that they're not getting any. So I think it's that hunger that I'm hoping right now to be a good role model, to see how you can talk to yourself, because that is going to change your body chemistry, and that is science. Mm-hmm. So when you get up in the morning, say, I love myself, I honor myself, I'm one of a kind, there'll never be another me. That is just fine to talk like that. Because if you don't like you, why should I like you?
Very true. So you wrote in this book, which, by the way, I'll share in the opening, Edie, this has now become, and I read a lot of books, one of my top favorite books of all time.
Oh, thank you.
I believe in my heart that every human should read this book. And I will tell you, I've already read it more than once, and I just have the galley copy. I want to mention something you wrote. You said, each moment in Auschwitz was hell on earth. It was also my best classroom. The foundation of freedom is in the power to choose. And I'll share one more thing. You've also written, I now recognize the most damaging prison is in our mind, and the key is in our pocket. It's possible to break free from whatever holds us back. It's not easy, but so worth it. Can you talk about this? Freedom is really the power to choose.
That's why my definition of love is the ability to let go. The ability to let go. What are you holding on to? The prison is in your own mind. The key is in your pocket. So this is good time out. Good time out for all of us. Not to say why me, but what now? I cannot ever change the past. I don't forget it. I don't overcome it. I say that 1,000,000 times, that I go through the valley of the shadow of death, but I don't camp there. I don't live in Auschwitz. I don't run from Auschwitz or fight it. I face it now as the place where everything was taken away from me, and I still had my mind, and I still had the power to change hatred into pity. And feeling sorry for the guards, because we are all born with a lot of love and a lot of joy, and look what happens. We are taught to hate. We are taught to judge. We are taught to have the us and them mentality. So the enemy is really right here in our own minds, and the key is in our pocket.
I'm going to do everything in my power, Edie, to get this book and your messages and your wisdom in the hands of as many people as I can.
Thank you. You have to come here so I can give you a big hug.
Yes, and perhaps some high kicks and swing dancing, which we'll talk about.
I can do the high kick for you.
We'll do it in a few.
I did it yesterday.
I love
did a
it.
high kick.
I love you. I've seen videos of you doing it, and it just makes me, it just brings so much joy. So one of the things I think, again, so much powerful wisdom, you say, we choose to be victims. You can be victimized, but you're not a victim. Can you talk more about sharing the power of choosing your own identity?
I have a choice whether I'm going to react or respond to anything. So that's why I am many times thinking, especially in the English language, I tell that to the children in school, when somebody is saying you say to yourself, I'm going to be dumped on. You are stupid, you are this, you are irresponsible. And just say to yourself, the longer they talk, the more relaxed I become. And that's what Auschwitz told me. The more I was told that I'm subhuman, that I'm never going to get out of here alive because I'm cancer to society. They even took my blood, and they told me to take my blood to aid the German soldiers so we can win the war. But they could not take away from me that I did not allow them to get to me and take it personally. Because usually people talk about themselves, and all you have to do is put an I in front of it. So not to take things personally is really so important. And just become a good observer of yourself and just say, it doesn't apply to me. But don't argue with people because it's not going to be useful at all. Some people are just black and white, all or nothing, life or death thinkers, and it's no use to deny someone else's truth because it's all subjective. There is my truth and your truth. So I just say thank you. A lot of thank yous. Thank you for your opinion. Thank you for your feedback. And so when someone throws out the rope,
So I don't know how, but it looks like Dennis got kicked out of the meeting. Are y'all good to give him like a couple minutes to try and get back in? It looks like he was out of his seat, so I don't know if he's out doing something else, but
Yeah, I'm good to wait for a few.
awesome. I'll give him a text real quick and He said his internet is down there. He's trying to fix it.
Kai, may I ask you a question since we're all this?
Absolutely. Ask me anything.
Thank you. So I did my Pop Shop Live thing, and I actually had somebody who bought that wants to collect it. And how I've written Pop Shop Live twice to ask for their support. How do I change it for instead of shipping it that he can pick it up? So how can I do that? Because I haven't heard anything from support since Friday. Are they really slow? Do they get back to you, or how does that normally? What is the best thing to do?
Normally they do.
Okay.
I went in and before I did my show, I had that option and I set that option up that you have.
I know I didn't do that.
So that with the free shipping. I don't know who my contact was. Never reach out to them. Just send an email to contact if you have direct contact. Not Dennis probably has somebody that you know say, hey, here's my problem, and direct you, fast track the whole process. I guess is where I'm going. But yeah, he's
Okay.
probably got a contact that you can reach out to.
Okay.
But yeah, I try to set that up at every show.
Yeah, well, I just didn't think that was going to
No,
happen, so I thought I'll just ship it. So
yeah. Well, and I'm with you. I normally wouldn't, but because I don't have anything local. Everybody I'm shipping to is like halfway around the world. It's
Mhm.
nothing here. But I said, on the fat chance that maybe that happens, I'm gonna just check this box just in case somebody locally wants to go ahead and do that. So,
well,
but
you're
yeah,
much smarter than I am. I
no,
will
no,
do
no, no,
that in
no,
future.
no. I am not smart.
Yeah.
No, ignorance is bliss, and I stay in my own little box. I promise you.
I only learn through mistakes. That's the only way I know how to do it.
That's the best learning. I promise you.
Okay, well, thank you. I will
You're welcome.
get a direct contact because, yeah, the support on my dashboard, it's just, I have tickets created, but nothing has happened so far. And I just didn't want it to work against me if I have this order just sort of sitting there with nothing going on, even
Right.
though it's been delivered. He's picked it up and everything. I just want to clear my dashboard.
Yep, got you. Yep, I'm with
Thank you. And good luck.
you.
Are you doing it today or is it tomorrow?
It's tonight. Yeah, 7 o'clock night. Well, my schedule's been so in flux here lately. I'm scrambling, and I'm glad you brought that up because I had forgot all about the board with the time and the date. I'm like, oh, Lordy. But anyway, it'll be fine. It's just I'm having one of those moments. So it's
I think it's in the stars. I think you're not alone. Don't worry. We just keep breathing through
I've
it.
learned. Yeah, I quit sweating the small stuff a long time ago. So I just roll with it.
Samantha, how did it go? I'm sorry I didn't realize and I missed it.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, don't worry. It went really well, actually.
Okay.
There was a gentleman that when I was doing my own research, just sort of the night before I did my first one, I was just randomly going through shows, and this man in California saw me get on and he was like, "Oh, Cottage Lane. Oh, you must sell food. Let's talk." So that's when he like brought me into a show, and he has this great following. And
Uh-huh.
so as a thank you, I sent him product, and then he's been eating the product on his shows.
Good.
And
That's
so
awesome.
all of these people, because somehow Pop Shop had messed with my settings. I don't know.
Mhm.
I couldn't figure out how to get my camera back on because in Pop Shop it had turned it off. So I did it on Friday, and it took me like good 15 minutes to even get on live because I couldn't figure out
Okay.
what the problem was. But all these people were waiting for me, and they kept finding me. And as I sort of like, I had to go on and go off and go on and go off. But we basically just sat around and chatted, and they all bought something from me, and it was just a really
Wow.
nice time. Really, I feel like I made some friends. That's the thing I
That's
like
great.
about it.
Wow.
I mean, I
Wow.
don't know, Kime, do you have people that come back and follow you and just ready for more?
I do. In fact, I got an email this week from one of my customers, and she's in South Carolina, and she said, "What, are you not going to do Pop Shop anymore?" She said, "I'm looking for a deal." And
Wow. That's great. So, Kime, how many shows have you done, or is this like multiples?
but yeah, This is probably,
Uh-oh,
did I forget?
you got a little garbled. I couldn't quite hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, no, this is about our 25th show.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Got
Yeah,
it.
we started
Got it.
last October and just
Oh,
kind
right.
of
I
hit
did
and
see
miss.
someone had started. Okay. Gotcha. And so it's going well for you.
It is.
Okay. That's great.
So yeah,
How long do you do? How long is your show, Kime?
it varies, honestly. I try to stick around an hour, but if people are still shopping, I'll run over. If I'm 45 minutes in and it's crickets and I've got one person and they've already bought and I know that they're just, just wasting time, I'll go ahead and wrap it up and shut it down early. But typically an hour, I'm usually good with. But if they're hanging out, we'll just keep chit chatting, carrying on. So, but yeah, and it's not difficult, guys. Initially for me, it was a 15-minute loop and then another 15-minute loop and another 15-minute loop. And then we started bringing in other products. And then I started talking about other businesses and their products, even if I didn't carry them. I'll bring up Samantha's stuff and I'll bring up Sana's on each stuff. So we'll chat about her stuff. And then other friends and stuff that, the partnership with Cheriotry Foods. So there's a lot of rambling going on, to be honest with you. But
when you say those 15-minute loops, like you'll just do content for 15 minutes and then repeat it. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, sometimes, because you'll have customers or you'll have potential customers that'll pop on and see a blip and they may watch 5 minutes and then they may go on. They may come in and just look at the catalog. So it's not like they're sitting there for the whole show and then they'll pop in and out. So you kind of have to refresh yourself when you see new people popping into your show. You want to reintroduce yourself, or I try to.
Gotcha. Okay.
And what we got going on, and if they've missed something, maybe redirect them back to, hey, we've already kind of reviewed the brittle or the nuts, whatever we're doing. And if you have a question, please jump in and ask, because I feel like I'm just kind of talking to myself anyway. But
so what time is your show this evening? Maybe I can
7
be free. So okay.
7.
If I can get free, I will jump on as well.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. It's totally different. We're the Gong Show, man. When we do our show, we're not like Craig, and we're not as polished as Samantha. We're throwing on a peanut costume, we're throwing on a top hat, and we're just going to have a lot of fun.
Love it.
And,
but
so
you're who you are.
Well, we're just the nuttiest show on Pop Shop, and
I like it.
because I have the suit, so we just have a lot of fun, and a lot of people enjoy it, and they say, we just pop on because we want to see you in a suit. So hey, if I can bring somebody a little lighten up their day, then hey, I'm all about it. So
that's wonderful. Good for you. I like it.
Yep.
It is hard, and you need to have water. You need to have something to drink because you are just constantly talking all the time. I'm trying to pace myself a little bit more so it's not because you are a little, I mean, for me I'm a little bit jacked up, like, hello, it's nice to see you, and it's blah blah blah. And so I'm trying to like step it down a bit, because the first time I did lose my voice, because it is just you and people are typing, and so you're going, oh hey Denise, oh hey, yeah, oh so you're in North Carolina, great, where are you from, oh it's nice to see you, here's the product, blah blah blah. And you're like constantly you're reading out what the feed is too, so that everybody can see it. At least that's what I was doing. So you have to like bring it down and like pace yourself and make sure you take some breaks when you need to.
That's great.
Because it's hard to have that dead space.
Yeah.
That awkward moment. But Samantha, did you bring your dashboard up? Did you use that to see your followers popping in and out on your show?
I had so many problems just using my camera that I couldn't. That was one step too much for me.
Yeah. I ran into one where I tried to get on, and I actually they had updated Pop Shop, and I had to stop, upload or update, and then I had to go back and resume my show. And but I knew that pretty quick because Craig had the same problem like a week before. So I was like, okay, what did he do? And this, when he told me, I said, okay, maybe I'm having the same issue. I should have been smart enough.
I'd love to see you do that, because I don't think I even know how to do it. I'd love, maybe we could do a Zoom sort of education.
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, I'll just pull it up on my app and just see if it needs an update. Is how I go about just checking on that. Because
Okay.
sometimes I don't always get a notification, and I'll do that this afternoon. I'll bring Zoom up and I'll pull it up on my phone, make sure. Now, when I did my preview the other day, I didn't get anything, but that doesn't mean that there won't be a glitch when I try to do tonight, because they've added a lot of cool features that I haven't been in tune with, quite honestly. The timer and a couple of other things that could be really useful that I just haven't gravitated towards just yet.
Yeah, there's a lot I don't understand. Bob, did you want to? I'm sorry, Bob, hello? Bob, did you
Yeah,
want to
please.
say
Yeah,
something?
just jump in. Just jump in.
I got a question if he doesn't jump in. If so when y'all doing the pop shop and it's live, is that recorded so like you can take snippets and put it to your social media?
Mhm.
That's a very good question, because they said I went in there and they said that they do some kind of hits thing, and I couldn't find that kind, because they said, oh, we can do a reel where you can post it, and I couldn't find that on my dashboard either.
I haven't seen that either, but I know they have done it because they posted it on Instagram. I know Dennis has recorded snippets of it and used pieces of it later, but me personally recording it, I have not. And I'm like Samantha, I haven't looked to see what's involved with all that. It would be cool. But then when I saw the snippet that Dennis did and sent back to me, I looked at it. I'm like, no, I don't want to use none of that. No.
Well, I did a giveaway last week. And I made myself go live just so I could become comfortable just for the giveaway, baby steps, because that's been a huge anxiety for me. So, and it went really good. I was like, okay, that won't so bad. So I'm baby stepping so I can actually really do what I really want to do. Like I have it in my mind, but I just putting myself out there is kind of rough.
I keep telling myself that it's no different than this, other than I can't see the people, I just see the chat. So I'm doing that. So that's why I leave my Zoom camera on, so I feel more comfortable in front of a camera having a conversation, even though I can see most of you guys.
But it's taken, so this is the third time doing this cohort, and it's taken till this time to be able to talk to y'all. Like before, I was just sitting in the back, I wouldn't say anything because I was like, I can't talk, I don't want to be on camera. And so I'm just now getting to where I actually talk to you guys on the camera.
Hey, me and you both. It's a progress. It's a progress. It really is. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you feel with it. And seriously, it's not really any different than you do in your videos on Instagram, because you're doing that and you're really just talking to the camera and you're just putting it out there. You're just doing it live in this sense. Honestly,
I've got to say, it's a little bit nicer than live too. I'm sorry, Kime.
No.
I was just going to say, there are actually people that are showing up though. When you do a live, it is like crickets. They're like, okay, we're trying to find some people, and people just don't get on your lives necessarily. Yeah. But when you're at Pop Shop, people will just pop in and out. And that's the nice thing about it, because you're just sort of like in the talking to your camera going, okay, I'm going live. And you know what I mean? And it's just like, nobody's there. And then when you're at Pop Shop, you see this little thing. Oh, Bob popped in. Hey, Bob, how's it going? And all of a sudden you have that connection,
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's coming. I'm in the process of getting everything set up now. I've got to set my products in the store, and I'm gonna put myself out there. But let me just tell y'all that it's a huge deal. It's huge. Yeah, you know, that's good.
You got to do it. I mean, that's the thing. I don't do it often, and I wish I did it more often. I was thinking about it today, going, I need to schedule another one. But you got to do it, because you don't know until you try.
Well, I think I'll love it. It just getting over this huge thing that's in my head. Once I get over that, I think I'll love it and want to do it all the time, because I just love that kind of stuff. But it's just getting me to that point. I'm getting there.
Well, one thing about it, you've got a really big support group here with us. So when you get ready to do that, it'll just be friends hopping on, and we'll just have a chit chat, and then you'll just be presenting to us, and it's all fun. I mean, just no different than class. And then other people will pop on and join your little group, and it'll be cool. But like I say, we try to support each other. And I apologize for Samantha. I missed your last show too. So,
Kime, I haven't made it to your show yet. So no, I to apologize to you.
You know,
You've at least
yeah,
made one of my shows and purchased. You're a customer, and I have
well,
not, so I
Oh.
apologize.
don't worry about that. It's okay.
But
It's
the
okay.
seller
Once you see
community
my,
is very nice. You know, we all try to support each other. That's the other thing. We follow each
good.
other, and we try to do that.
Now, Samantha,
That's
do you do that
good.
little commercial? Like I see Cherry Orchard does like, I always see this thing come up, like he's doing an advertisement. So I'm having a hard time figuring out when people are actually going on. But his is more like an advertisement, and then it'll say like a Friday date or something way off. Do you do like an advertisement, like a little snippet? Do you kind
yeah, it's a preview.
On
I go
Pop
ahead and set the
Shop?
preview up. Yep, Pop Shop.
Okay.
And what I did is I just did a
Preview
reel.
it
I
just
took
a
one of
week
my
after.
reels, and
Okay.
just instead of doing something unique, because I didn't have time to, I thought, oh, I'm just going to do it on Friday. So I just took one of my reels, put the dates on there that showed my product, and threw it up there, and that seemed to
Okay.
work enough. You can do kind like did his, where he made it more personalized, and you can do personal. And they suggest that you do it a week in advance, like
Okay.
7 days in advance, to put it up there so that so it can be promoted and people can see it.
Okay.
But honestly, once you get a following, once you go live, they're going to get a notification, and if they got time to pop on, they'll pop on anyway. I did my prior show was on a fly. It was like, you know what? They canceled my market this afternoon due to weather, so I'm going to just do a live show. And I just went live, and people showed up, and people purchased,
Okay.
and I didn't have to worry about it.
What?
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
and then people were purchasing after my show because they couldn't get there to the show. But I left there's a 10 products in my catalog that stay up all the time, and they just picked from those 10 that I had highlighted in there as my favorites.
Okay.
But I'm hoping they're going to make it for this one. So yeah, there's things. But seriously, if you guys run into any questions or things you're not sure, if we're here to help. And if
Yeah,
it's something
that's
we've been through, we'll try to help and walk you and talk you through it. But if we haven't, then we'll all learn together, I guess. So
okay. Well, that's
yeah.
encouraging, because I know that I'd like to do it, but I'm intimidated as well. So yeah, it's nice to know that there's some think tank resources there in you guys. That's
Do you
good to
have
know.
time? Have you planned your sort of fourth quarter Pop Shop? Are you going to go hard at Pop Shop on fourth quarter, or what are you thinking? What is the feeling about that for shopping?
I'm probably going to try to maintain. I don't know if I'll do every week or if I'll do every 2 weeks. Seems to work for me because they can't get through whatever they're purchased in a week by the time I ship it to them and they get it my next show. So it seems that a 2-week window works out really good. I've got so many markets and events coming up fourth quarter. It's going to be tough to try to work around, especially my retail. I'm already taking retail fourth quarter orders now, trying to get a plan and a schedule together. So it's going to be, last year, normally I would say fourth quarter is 40%. Last year, fourth quarter was 60% of my gross for the year. So it's extremely challenging with one person trying to make all this happen. So we'll see how Pop Shop goes, but it will be an integral part of my fourth quarter, I promise you. If I don't do anything with it, but call that my year-end bonus, that's what I'll put that towards. But yeah, I'll look for that as a sideline income for sure.
Yeah, I've just been trying to think about what I'm going to do and how much energy I have and where I'm going to put the energy for fourth quarter. Because as you say, I mean, I'd like everybody's opinion on this, but I'm kind of worried that like this is the last hurrah, and then winter's coming come 2023, where everything's going to shut down and it's going to be hard going. I mean, that's my fear. I don't know how everybody else feels. How does everybody else feel about the new year?
Pop Shop was good for me first quarter. I didn't have any issues or any qualms with that. It kept rolling, honestly. And this has been a strange year because usually from June to September, brittled is just nothing. And I have been in the kitchen every single day making at least one, if not, at least 4 hours, if not 6 hours a day in the kitchen.
Wow.
And that's crazy for brittle.
Wow.
So apparently people have realized that, it's not just a fall and winter thing anymore, that they can actually get North Carolina's premium brittle whenever, where. So, but next year we're going to pivot a little bit. We're going to backtrack on our markets, and we're going to focus more on our wholesale and probably more on our live stuff, and just kind of see where that goes, because that seems to be the bulk this year. And we're putting a lot of time and effort, energy into our markets that aren't generating very much in return. So
I'll see.
it seems to be our time and efforts could be shifted into a more profitable area. And I think that's where we're going to go next year.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. So this will just be my second Christmas or Q4 full time. So last year, I think that holiday gifting was 60 to 63, I think it was %. So huge for me. I think, Samantha, if I heard you right, your concern is not just typical Q4, but is this the Q4 before the world ends? Is that kind of what you were thinking?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just my grandma would have said make hay while the sun shines. I mean, that's a little trite. But I also think, okay, aside from just the fact that we are selling things and we need to make an income, the flip side of that is the world needs places where they can be engaged with something going on that's good. And we don't want to just, I mean, I don't think that we want to just placate people and just say, oh, just buy stuff, like spend money, it doesn't matter. But at the same time, I think we want to feed a little more of the, like, yes, enjoy your life and continue moving forward. And, yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one. I think you're right. It's a hard one. But I think if I spend too much time worrying about what all the analysts are trying to worry about for us anyway, I might miss. And then if I this is just me, I think that if I pull back, then am I also sending the signal, like I don't have a large audience though, right? But like if I pull back and I send the signal that I'm deciding to like be fearful, then am I helping in any way? I don't know. I think it's just figuring out how to be wise. And yet today's the day, right? Today's the day. So, I don't know if
Kind
that
of goes
helps.
back to what we were listening to, you know?
It does. Yeah. Actually, you said something a minute ago when you and Kym were talking. I was like, oh, that's very reflective of what she was just saying. Yeah. I can't imagine though. I can't imagine.
Well, like
But
she said, the prison's in our mind and the key's in our pocket. So,
yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of truth to that.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Because I don't subscribe to like eat, drink, and be merry because tomorrow we die. You know, I don't think that's what I mean. But at the same time, I don't think it's all right, stop living life because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring us.
Well, a good friend of mine told me a long time ago, he said, live every day if it's your last day. So
Yes.
whatever you want to do, make
Yes.
sure you put your value and your efforts into what you think is most precious to you. So
Yeah.
and I tried to look at that.
That's good.
All
Very
right,
good.
guys.
I think we might have lost the rest of our group. Is everybody still on?
We've still got 7.
Oh, we do. Hi, everybody.
we still got an audience. Grant's still in charge, so and he's recording, so we're gonna let Grant.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
I
that
was
we've
going to
taken-
say we had a really good meeting last Friday for it was just 3 of us, but I mean, Dawn, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I feel like my website looks a lot better after our meeting. I'm kind of proud of my website right now. If anybody wants to check it out, we can do a
Samantha,
website thing.
what's so funny about that? So I had my audit Sunday night. Oh, girl, she gave me a lot of stuff to do. So, but she actually said that I told her that I was in an Accelerate Rural program, and she said she would be more than happy to come talk to the group. I said, because he actually pushes Shopify. And so I'm gonna mention that to Dennis and just see if she'll come and do, 1 hour for her will be like a little mini thing. But so far it has been unbelievably valuable. And my audit was for an hour. and we were on the phone for like 3 hours. Like, she's always over delivering on what she's doing, always, so far. And so my stuff starts, which I'm taking, I'm doing a Shopify boot camp. And the lady, she has men in her classes but when she targets her audience, it's for women who want to really build their e-commerce store and the nuts and bolts. She like helps you through the whole process. Like, you literally could build a website just with her knowledge. And so I did the boot camp and I did the VIP group, and she always spent extra time. We asked questions, and then she offered the package to do I think it's a 6-week program. And I start that Thursday. And she takes us through SEO. She's got somebody that comes in and talks about SEO. She's got all the things to pull it together, but she tells you right up front that this is not a get rich quick. It is how to grow your e-commerce for the long haul, like how to get organic traffic, how to rank organically, and how your website should look like you're walking in a store, just like you're walking in the store, but you're doing it virtually, you're doing it online, how you want it to look. And she's already given me huge advice that I had like, Samantha, you can go look at mine now. Like, I tweaked my product. She told me to do my spices, and she said, and I don't know if I've done it exactly right, because she records the video and she's going to send it to me. So once I get the recording, I got to really go back, because I took a bunch of notes, but we always miss stuff. But I took my bottle of spices and I added some captions of, like, if it had basil in it, I put basil. If it had rosemary, and put images beside the bottle. Like, she said, people eat with their mind, like the visual. They want to see what's in the bottle, kind of thing. So I kind of just threw some tidbits up there. Don't know if it's perfect yet, but it already looks better. Like, I was like,
it looks
wow,
so much better. I love that idea. I'm just checking it out, and it
like,
really pops.
Look, go to read my well, you probably not going to see the about me, because I don't have that one live. So the one I got live now is not the final one. But she actually taught me how you need to dig deeper, Dawn. Everybody thinks that cooking is made easy. Everybody's doing it for that reason. Dig deeper. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? And so she actually threw things out to me, and I was like, how do you do that so quick? So I've revamped my about me, and she put the sugar behind the spice, because I have the bakery side, and so it's bringing them kind of together so people understand. I had the bakery side, and to find a balance of my lifestyle, I developed spice blends. And so it kind of just, and I'm still tweaking it, but she's made me think in a whole different, like I don't think that way. Like, I want to create and do the product. And so she's making me really dig deeper, and I'm not there yet, but already what she's told me is tremendous.
Is she going to do another boot camp? Because you said she's pregnant, right? And so
she's pregnant. She told me she would probably do another one in March, and it'll look a little bit different from what she's doing now. So I'm sure she's refining her process and how she's doing things. But I'm not so sure that I'm wondering what she'll do, because I'm gonna give Dennis her information, and I'm wondering, if she'll do something kind of for people that are interested. I don't really know, but it's fun. The only thing now, she's in Thailand, so she's exactly like, it was 12 o'clock for me on an audit with her, and it's like 12 o'clock lunch where she's at. So you kind of have to go around her time, but it was way worth it. I mean, I'm so glad I did it.
The way you've talked about it, I checked out her stuff, and she doesn't have anything like you could do right now, but I'm really interested in it, because
I'm always real hesitant, because I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat. If you're not, kudos to you, but money is tight, and I have to really determine how I spend it. And so, I was really kind of sketchy, but I was like, oh, I'll do the $7 boot camp. Oh, I'll do the $40 VIP. Well, then I got through that, and I was like, I'm doing the $200 audit. Oh, I'm doing the sprint. The sprint was like $1,000. So to me, and she's giving me the money back from the audit, because that was part of the sprint. So really, you can't pay somebody to go do that stuff for you and truly teach you about the website and really what you need to know behind the scenes. But hey, for those who can afford somebody else doing that part, that's great. I can't afford that. So I'm taking the other route while things are slow and I'm still in the learning phase. Hey, I can learn it right now. know what I'm doing. And then when the time is right, if I can hire somebody to do that stuff, I will. But I kind of like knowing what I'm doing because on the back end, so I can make changes, I can do things. And one part of this sprint program, she's going to do a 3-hour workshop and build a website in front of us on Zoom, so we know exactly how to build a website.
Wow.
So really, I could save that money that I spent on this person doing the website and just did it with her. But lesson learned, you know what you don't know. So
Is she just for Shopify?
yeah, that's her
Okay.
expertise. She
So our
specifically
website. Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's she is
Okay.
definitely scale on Shopify. She is
Okay.
she's considered a Shopify expert. And she explained that if you talk to anybody in the last 2 years that tell you they're an expert and they just got certified, she said that's not true because Shopify did not do any expert programs for the last 2 years because of COVID. So like she's like really, and she's working with Shopify to do some programs with them. So she is really very knowledgeable. But that's on her piece, building your website. She has other people to do SEO. She said, because you're not typically going to find people who can show you how to build a website and tell you how to get people there. Like she said, I teach you how to build your website, and this person is going to come in and do a session on how to get people there. You know, so she's very smart. She's teaching what she's good at, and she's letting other people teach what they're good at to build the whole program. So it's
Right.
I'm excited. I'll know more once we get started with that part, but just the boot camp itself, I'm 100% glad that I invested in it. So
Cool.
I just finished a boot camp. Well, it wasn't a boot camp, it was a class about distribution. And she's amazing, but this is the last time she's going to do it. I don't think she's going to do it again because she's got her own brand going on. But it was 4 weeks and I learned so much. So if anybody ever wants to know about grocery store distribution, I'm a little, I don't know as much as she does, but it also allows me to be part of her Facebook group that they meet once a month. I can go with questions, and she's just amazing. So if anybody has questions about grocery store distribution, it is a beast. And it made me realize I don't want to do that. I don't want to level up. I do not want to level up. I want to stay where I am right now, which was great. It was worth the money to know that rather than waste the money,
I'm figuring that out too, Samantha. I'm seeing a whole different side. And I had a conversation with somebody at one of my stores the other day and getting her true feedback on what I'm trying to do. And she said, you have to understand which way you want to go, because if you want to be in the boutiques, if you want to be in the specialty shops, that's not the same thing as the grocery store. She said they're two totally different avenues. She said, she told me some pros and cons, both ways. And, I don't know, I've just been very fortunate to be able to dabble in both, but I don't know my head from the hole in the ground. So, I'm kind of stepping back and trying to really figure out who my customer is and what I'm doing. But it really opened my eyes, Samantha, to okay, what exactly what is my goal here? What really am I trying? What am I trying to achieve?
And that changes. It changes all the time. As we were saying, like Kaim and I were talking about mistakes, when I make a mistake like that, it's like, well, that's not for me. That's not where I need to go. I need to like recalibrate and figure out what the next thing is, because that's not for me.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot because I've made a lot of mistakes, a lot. But you definitely you learn the why behind it, and so you know how to move forward. And if I'm not making mistakes, I'm not learning. So it just kind of pivots you and go a different direction, and it's all good.
Is there any other burning question? I know probably need to go. Yeah, Denise, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I was just to raise my hand and say I gotta roll.
Okay,
This is so good, and I would love like just another like session like this where we can just catch up and talk through. This is helpful.
I was going to say, I was thinking about this last night. I'm not going to be around for the Friday this month or September. Because I'm going to be at a show in Texas. So I don't know if you guys want to, I can send you a Zoom link or whatever if you guys still want to set it up yourself. And I probably won't be able to do it in October either, because I might be able to do it in October, but I won't be able to do it in September. But if you want to change the date though, too, I'm happy to do that if we want to move it up and do it like an earlier on a Friday in September.
Whatever works. I'm open.
Yeah.
I'm open
To
uh-huh.
change the date?
Mhm.
for any of it. It's very valuable to me. So,
Okay.
because
All right.
you guys have been doing it a whole lot longer than me, so I'm truly learning a lot just by listening to what y'all talk about.
All right. Well, then
Uh,
I'll send out a date then, Denise. So if we can set up
Yeah.
another one like this, if that would be helpful,
Yeah.
like a
Because
couple
actually,
weeks.
I didn't. Yeah, that would be great because I didn't know there was anything on Friday. I guess I've missed those.
Oh, well, I think it was just I haven't done it for this cohort yet. So
Oh, okay.
if you can
Gotcha.
send me your
Got it.
email, or if you can send
Yeah.
me your email, and I'll make sure you get on the list. And anybody
Okay.
else listening, Gail and Eric, if you want to meet up with us, let us know, and I'll put that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Sorry, I was
Okay.
on mute.
No, don't worry. If you want to send me your email, it's info@cottagelanekitchen.com, and I'll
Okay.
put you on the list. And I think maybe if people could do like the 16th of September, should be good. I'll send
Possibly.
out an email. I'll send out an email and people can let me know. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yay.
did Grant got off, didn't he? I'm
Mhm.
gonna ask him a question about Google. He probably would be a good one to ask. I'll ask him tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye, friends.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye,
Thank
guys. Have a great
you.
day.
You too, Kai. Bye.
All right, thank you.